The negotiation chamber aboard the Galactic Union flagship was a masterpiece of design, its walls shimmering with cascading lights that represented the countless member species of the galaxy. Captain Ethan Cole adjusted his Earth Coalition uniform, his nerves hidden behind a practiced diplomatic facade. He'd been sent to broker peace between Earth and the Zelythian Empire, a powerful and enigmatic race known for their advanced technology and rigid traditions. Ethan had prepared for months, studying Zelythian customs and learning their language, but nothing could have prepared him for what was about to unfold. At the center of the room stood Princess Aelara, her presence commanding yet graceful. Her emerald-hued skin seemed to radiate a soft glow, and her piercing golden eyes scanned Ethan with a mix of curiosity and skepticism. Aelara was a figure of great influence within the Zelythian Empire, and her approval was crucial to any peace agreement. "Captain Cole," she said, her voice melodic but firm, "do you truly believe that peace is possible between our people?" Ethan met her gaze, his voice steady. "I do, Princess. Both our worlds have suffered from this conflict. It's time to end the bloodshed and build something better." Her expression remained unreadable as she studied him. Finally, she gestured for him to sit. "Very well. Let us see if your actions match your words." Over the next several days, Ethan and Aelara worked tirelessly to draft the terms of the peace treaty. Their discussions were often tense, filled with cultural misunderstandings and differing priorities. But as they spent more time together, they began to find common ground. Aelara was surprised by Ethan's earnestness and adaptability. Unlike many other diplomats she had encountered, he didn't dismiss her people's concerns or traditions. Instead, he sought to understand them, even when they clashed with his own beliefs. "You're not like the others I've met," she admitted one evening as they reviewed treaty clauses. "Most humans I've encountered are less considerate." Ethan chuckled. "I'll take that as a compliment. But I think you'll find that humans are capable of more than you expect." Her lips curved into a faint smile. "We shall see." As the negotiations progressed, so did their bond. Ethan found himself captivated by Aelara's intelligence and poise, while she was drawn to his determination and warmth. Their late-night strategy sessions became less about politics and more about understanding each other as individuals. One evening, as they stood on the observation deck of the flagship, Aelara broke the comfortable silence. "Do you ever think about what comes after this?" she asked, her gaze fixed on the stars. "What do you mean?" Ethan replied, "When the treaty is signed and our people are no longer at war. What happens then?" Ethan hesitated before answering. "I think we start building trust. One step at a time. It won't be easy, but it'll be worth it." She turned to him, her golden eyes searching his face. "You truly believe that, don't you?" "I do," he said, his voice unwavering. "Because peace isn't just about treaties. It's about connections, between individuals, between cultures. Like the connection we've built." Aelara's expression softened, and for the first time, Ethan thought he saw a flicker of vulnerability behind her composed exterior. The final day of negotiations arrived, and the treaty was ready to be signed. Representatives from both sides gathered in the Grand Hall, their faces a mix of hope and apprehension. Ethan and Aelara stood side by side, the culmination of their efforts within reach. But just as the ceremony was about to begin, a Zelythian elder rose to address the assembly. "Before this treaty can be finalized," he declared, "a bond must be formed to symbolize our unity. A marriage between our peoples." The hall erupted in murmurs. Ethan turned to Aelara, who seemed just as surprised as he was. "You weren't expecting this?" he asked quietly. She shook her head. "This is an ancient tradition, rarely invoked. But it appears the elders wish to ensure the treaty's longevity." Ethan's mind raced. The idea of marrying Aelara was unexpected, but as he looked into her eyes, he realized it wasn't unwelcome. "What do you want to do?" he asked, his tone gentle. Aelara hesitated, then squared her shoulders. "If this is what it takes to secure peace, then I will do it. But only if you agree." Ethan nodded, a small smile tugging at his lips. "Then let's show them what unity looks like." The marriage ceremony was held immediately after the treaty signing. It was a grand affair, blending human and Zelythian traditions in a display of intergalactic harmony. As they exchanged vows, Ethan and Aelara couldn't help but feel the weight of their union, not just as individuals, but as representatives of their entire species. When the ceremony concluded, the assembly erupted in applause, their cheers echoing through the grand hall. For the first time in years, there was hope for lasting peace. In the weeks that followed, Ethan and Aelara's relationship continued to grow. What had started as a political necessity became something far deeper. They learned from each other, challenged each other, and found strength in their differences. One evening, as they stood together on the observation deck, Aelara took his hand. "Do you think our people will truly accept this?" she asked. Ethan squeezed her hand gently. "It'll take time, but I think they will. And even if they don't, I'm glad we took this step." She smiled, her golden eyes shining with warmth. "So am I, Ethan. So am I." As the stars stretched endlessly before them, they knew their journey was just beginning. Together, they would forge a new path, not just for themselves, but for the future of their worlds.